Hi, and thank you for being here today. This is episode 7 of my weekly vlog about what I'm doing to become a bettering human. Um, I didn't have much to share today. I worked on a few things only, but they were very time consuming. Still, I wanted to make this video at least to say hi, hence the title of the video, made me saying hi. But anyway, let's get to the vlog. The vlog, as usual, will have 4 sections: learn, contribute, live, and thoughts. And let's see, for the learn section, I spend very little time on the subjects that I have on my schedule. I spend most of my time on this course that I call GWPL, which I'm thinking about changing to Life Insights from Literature. And in this course, what I spent most of the time on was Epic of Gilgamesh, the translation by Andrew George. And that took me down a rabbit hole of lots of things about Sumer and the ancient Middle East. I started on a different notebook. Let's see if I can get to it. Different notebook just for Gilgamesh. I'm really happy with how my work is going. I just feel a little bit bad that it's very slow, but I looked at different translations. I really tried to understand, not just because those times, not just specifically for Epic of Gilgamesh, but because I think it's so important to get the right context for a lot of things in history. So I spent a lot of time trying to understand a little bit about Sumer. I looked at, when it came to Gilgamesh, I wanted to figure out a way to make book summaries that are interactive, and for that I really need a lot of graphics and all that. So the ones that I found, most of them are not in the public domain, so I wouldn't be able to use them on a website. I would have to make drawings of them, or I'm not really sure how to change them into something that can be used for commercial use or for just educational purposes even. But anyway, when I was going through the book, I looked at everything. I looked at the characters. When I came across units of measurement, I actually tried to understand what they mean, and that took me down a different rabbit hole, because I realized that some of the data on the Wikipedia page was not accurate. So I had to go to different research papers about the units of measurement during Mesopotamia. I actually tried to understand, when I was reading about different weapons, different tools and everything, I wanted to truly understand what they looked like. And for some, I just found like stock photos. They're not truly from the Sumerian time. But still, some of the pictures I found were, for example, for Uruk, and reconstructions of Uruk were just really amazing. I didn't realize the extent of like how big that city really was. And then I actually found some videos that were super cool. They're here in my YouTube history, about reconstructions of Uruk and time in ancient, like daily life in ancient Sumeria. Some of the channels are really, really good. And when I do a video specifically about the Epic of Gilgamesh, I will make sure to link all those resources, all those really amazing videos in the description. But for now, let's get back to okay. So for Gilgamesh, I was looking at Uruk. I was looking, whenever I was reading, for example, the cedar forest, or was it the forest of cedars that the Gilgamesh and his friend go to? I tried to understand what it meant, and I was trying to also capture like elements of daily life, like a council of elders. And I didn't, also one thing I didn't realize was how Uruk in those times, in the times of Gilgamesh, was on the banks of Euphrates. So that's why this picture here shows the big river, which is completely different than today. Euphrates is not flowing through there anymore. That's why it's a completely arid area. Then I was looking at like characters, like I said, that came up, like Ninsun, Gilgamesh mother, and things that she did. For example, taking like a water bath and using tamarisk and soapwork. For some reason it's not here, but wearing jewelry and burning incense and everything. So I'm trying to get materials that will help me. It's just to get an idea of how would I actually present this story in a visual way. And for now, like I said, everything that most of the stuff I'm using is not public domain, so I wouldn't be able to publish it. But this at least is giving me an idea of what I would like to accomplish, and it's definitely helping me understand the time period better. So that's what most of my learning time was spent on. Spending on Gilgamesh, and like I said, I fell down rabbit holes where I truly wanted to understand what the world looked like during that time. So I started a notebook with just trying to plot my own map of the Sumerian cities. That didn't go too well because I didn't find it wasn't easy to get the coordinates. Then once I got them, first I saved them in a Python dictionary. That turned out to be a nightmare pretty fast. And then I tried to save them here in a Google Sheet, and that's not going too smoothly either, just because of the way the data for this city is in. It's very it's not standard at all. Some cities have the date they were founded. Some were given an approximate date. Some given approximate range. Some give us just the starting range, but no end range. So to try to come up with something standard, it will take me a little bit. But so I started saving locations. I started saving measurements, and I will publish this as data sets once they are cleaned up, which I don't know, it will take maybe months, but still, I'm proud of this work. I think it will be useful, but it's very slow going. So that's mostly what I worked on for Gilgamesh. Let's see. In the learn section. In the contribute, these are the things that I was supposed to, but I didn't get to most of them. So I spent some time on my TextViz app, which last week I was saying that it's just a skeleton, and this is really what I had when I was talking about. It's nothing, and even now it's not much, but still much better. So if I were to just bring it to the same, let's see, same size that the other window was, but so really what it is, it's just a map right now, and it is an interactive map. And I was able to get the map where the layer has English names, because the default map for Leaflet.js is with local names, and that's not something I liked. And then one thing that made me happy was I'm trying to implement a timeline here, an interactive timeline, and this is not the right way to do it, but still it was an accomplishment for me. I was able to get a slider going and just get its value here, but I realized that this most likely will not be the right way to implement an interactive timeline. So, but yeah, this is much better than last week, but still nothing much. So that's what I worked on my TextViz app. And then I really need to start a database, because what I'm doing with the data sets, like the measurement data set, the locations data set, and all that, trying to save them in a Google Sheet is just right now it's just a foolish endeavor. The only reason I'm doing it, and I will do it for a little bit longer, is first of all to get a feel for the data. I need to learn what kind of schema to use for my database, and if I don't run into like all sorts of differences in the way locations are recorded or given in Wikipedia or other places, then I'll just have to change my schema a lot, which is much harder, I think, than just changing a Google Sheet. So But yes, I was a little bit overwhelmed by the idea that I really need this database. And so first of all, I can't get it because I don't have a good idea of what the schema is. And second is, it's more important, I really don't know how to plan a database. I have no training in that, so I feel overwhelmed by that, but I'll get to it. So those are the two things I worked on in the contribute section. And as far as live, it wasn't a very good week. I didn't spend much time doing something, outside the regular time with my daughters and with my family. We were supposed to go hiking, but it started raining and we didn't go. So, and then for thoughts, there was actually something else, but I forgot to put it in the notebook. I watched a video from Tucker Carlson, and I usually like him, but this time it was. Let me see if I have it in my history, YouTube history. Where do I go? Okay. Let's see. I have a lot of things in my YouTube history. It was about the decline. One sign of decline of our society, which is the higher number of carjackings. And I agree that that's a problem, and I definitely don't tolerate it at all. But the way the video was done, to me, it was more like fear mongering, and an example of fear mongering and narrow mindedness. I didn't like it at all. He talked about, Tucker Carlson talked about how these juvenile delinquents are given such an easy way out of their the bad behavior they show. They're allowed to, instead of serving jail time or any kind of punishment, they're given violin lessons and all that. And while I do agree that that's not the right way to go about it, just being very, very tolerant, I also do not think that being extremely intolerant, being too harsh in our punishments is good, especially for kids, but really for any person, because we all make mistakes, big mistakes many times. So I don't think we should be given an easy way out of doing something wrong, but we should be given a way out. We should. I really don't know how this should work, especially with juvenile delinquents. I feel there has to be a way for them to redeem themselves. Definitely some kind of social, some kind of community service, some kind of contribution to society to help pay back for the damage they did. But jail time is just, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's very scary. Jail is, to me, it's like a place where dreams go to die. And I don't know. It's I really don't know what the right solution to that is. So anyway, I didn't like the video. I forgot to put it in my notebook. But the other thought that I want to share, and this one actually I kind of like, even if maybe the message sounds gloomy. It's a tweet from Lex Friedman where he says that each of us is capable of evil. And while I do agree with that, the reason I like it, even if it seems dark, it's because it's humbling. It makes us realize that we really shouldn't be so fast to judge others. But at the same time, like I said, I do not agree with being. I agree with being understanding and being forgiving, but I do not think that we should just allow evil to happen. Because while I do believe that each of us is capable of evil, I also believe that unless there's something really wrong with somebody's mental makeup, I think that most of us are capable of choosing not to do evil. So that's why the world is still the beautiful place that it is today. So anyway, that tweet, I like this tweet. Like I said, it's a reminder that we are capable of evil, but also that most of us choose not to do it. So anyway, this is the video. I won't keep you any much longer. Like I said, I didn't have much to share. I just want to say hi, and I'll leave you with my greeting. May you stay curious, calm, and kind, and may you keep your heart and your mind open to beauty and joy. Thank you for watching. I wish you a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week. I'll see you next week with the next vlog. Thank you. Bye.